Hey everybody, Trina here, back with another painting demo. Today I'm going to be making Christmas cards. So we're going to need some cardstock. You're going to need some sparkly pens. I've got some watercolors here from Kirataki in Miscellaneous Greens. Some water, and there'll be a supply list at the end of in the description. So I cut out this triangle. As you can see, I cut two because the first one was crooked. You just want to slide that card in there and tape it down. Make sure to rub the tape on some cloth to make it less sticky. So here I'm just adding in some lines, and we're just going to be real sort of sketchy about it. You don't want your brush too wet. You just want it to be a little wet, more on the dry brush side, and just have fun with it. Like make some lines, scribble. So we're kind of just creating this sort of green tartan, which is kind of fun. So that's the first one. And then you might want to add in a little stem, a little stump with some black or brown markers. So that's kind of fun. In this next one, we're going to be making some splatters. So you want a pretty stiff brush. I wouldn't recommend a watercolor brush. I got one of my acrylic brushes out. You want to be pretty wet, and you just want to load it up with paint and just start splattering with your finger on the bristles. Just pulling the bristles back and making splatter marks. Remember to move your other cards out of the way so that you don't get them splattered, which is something I didn't do. But that's okay. This is just play and fun. Somebody's going to get a fun card. And you can see that makes a really nice little simple tree. You could also do these with circles. You could cut out circles. You could cut out stars. Anything you like to make a template out of. I just chose triangles because they're easy and simple, and everybody loves a tree. So for this next one, I'm just going to make some dots in different colors. I like these greens. These Kirataki watercolors came out of a few different sets that I own. I think I have 3 now. So I just picked the greens and reds that I liked. And I like these bright, fun colors. I think these would be really cute to give away for Christmas, and I would be excited to get one. And it's just, they're handmade, so it saves you time, it saves you money. And they're pretty easy to make. So here I'm just adding in some of this bluish green color. And I'm going to do a little bit of light green splatter, just a little bit, not a lot. Just a little to fill in the template. Not as much as we did on the other one. You can see this one is pretty simple as well. Okay, for the next one, we are going to do more of a wash. If I can get the tape to work. I was having tape issues today. My tape was just being a pain. So I'm adding water on top of the paper, just a little bit to wet it down. So we're going to do more of a wet in wet. So the paint's pretty wet. This is pretty wet. And just add paint, dab it with a paper towel. Use a variety of colors. I think this one was my least favorite. I didn't really like this one so much, but it was a fun try. I think I got the paper too wet, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes with watercolor, I'm just at a loss. Trying to make some bows and make it feel more complete. Yeah, so also you can buy at some stores, they do sell watercolor greeting cards, which might be also very nice for this project. I just used what I had on hand, which was cardstock. For this one, I'm going to make like an ombre color using 3 different greens. And just using a square brush. You could use whatever brush you have. You don't have to use a square brush. But I like this one. I like this sort of, it's different. Feels like a little modern, a little hipster, I don't know. I like that bluish green. I kind of wanted to use that, and it didn't really make sense. And let them dry, and then we're going to go back and decorate a little bit. So I found a brown Tombow marker that I'm going to use for the tree, what do they call those? Stumps? No, not stumps. Anyway, the bottom of the tree. So here I'm trying in some of the Pit Artist pens in the silver and gold, and they didn't really show up very well. I was just making some dots, but I didn't really like, you could barely see them, and maybe I should have made bigger dots. But then I decided that I was going to use the Molotov Chrome that came in one of my sketch boxes, and I'll leave a link to that up above for you. And it showed up really well. So for this one, I'm going to add in giant dots of color, big circles of the chrome. I gave up on the other two. We're just going with the chrome now, because it's sparkly and it adds so much fun to it. So we're going to add some big blocks of this Molotov Chrome color. You can see that it's super fun and sparkly. Adds so much cheer to it. Look, it just changes the whole card. So adding in a little, what do they call those things? Is it a stump? It's not a stump. I don't know why stump is stuck in my head. I'm just going to add some little dots to this one, just to make it shimmer a little bit. I don't want to add too much because I really like the way that it was pretty simple with the red and dots. But, you know, you need a little sparkle over in there. This one I'm going to add like some sort of some swag, I guess you would call it. And again, you can add whatever you want. You could add swirls, you could add stars, you could add whatever you want. Just make it your own. It doesn't have to be like mine. It just has to be, you know, this one feels very Charlie Brown to me, like when they went to the fake Christmas tree farm. I don't know why. And then this one, I was going to leave it just like this, but then it felt really bland with the rest of them. So I'm going to add in some red dots and some chrome, and then I'm going to outline it in a chrome as well, because I think that would look really cool. And it just needed something. It was just feeling sort of bland to me, and I wanted it to pop really like the other ones. So I hope you enjoyed this little video that I made. Feel free to like and subscribe, ask any questions you might have, and make some Christmas cards to send to your friends and family. We all know we have plenty of time, so let's just do it. It's fun. Put on some music and make some fun Christmas cards. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.